Hi everyone, welcome again to this English course and presented by Ahmed Sayar, and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, follow and subscribe for more new videos. This video is intended to second year back students, and today we are going to finish unit number 1, humor, and we are going to focus more on writing and precisely how you can tell a story. Great, let's move on. This course is presented by Ahmed Sayar. Now, let's start. So, when you want to tell a story, the first thing you are going to think about is the tense. What tense are you going to use? Of course, you are going to use the past. It's very important. Now, the past, we have three different tenses in the past. We have the simple past and the past continuous and the past perfect. But it's better to use either the simple past and the past continuous. For this reason, you need to know how to put the verbs in the past, and you need to make a difference between regular and irregular verbs. It's very, very important for you. So please do not make any spelling mistakes when you put the verbs in the simple past. Great, now let's start. The elements of the story. Of course, when you want to write a story, you need to have elements in your hand by which you can build your story. Now, these elements are dates, place, people involved, feelings, main events, what was funny, and the expression used to link the events. Expressions, of course. There's not one expression, there are many expressions. Great. So, let's start with the date. When you want to express the date of the incident we are talking about, of the event that happened, of course, you can say, for example, last holiday, last spring, last summer, last July, or a couple of years ago, 5 weeks ago, a month ago, or you can say during plus noun, for example, during my last holiday, during my visit to Rabat. You can say, for example, when plus sentence, for example, when I was young, when we were in Fes. In plus time, for example, you can say you start your story with in 2015 or in 1998. So, of course, you can make a sentence here. For example, a couple of years ago, we visited or we went to, etc. Great. Second element, place. Very important, place here. So, where the incident occurred, happened. So you can say, for example, in the house, in the forest, in the beach, at school, at home, at the cinema, near, far, close to, behind my house, behind the stadium, close to the supermarket, or on the way to the supermarket, on the ship, on the plane. So these are the expressions you can use to make a sentence talking about place. Very good. Let's move on. Then, people involved in the story. So you can say my family, my friend and I, all our classmates. You can say, for example, John, my best friend, Kate, my neighbor, Sarah, my niece. Good. Let's move on now. You talk about feelings. So when you want to describe feelings, either you describe positive emotion. You can say, for example, happy, glad, delighted, enthusiastic, energetic, satisfied, pleased. We were excited. We were optimistic. Or you can describe a negative emotion. You can say, for example, we were angry, we were irritated, we were mad, I was furious, or I was scared, terrified, horrified, frightened, or surprised, shocked, astonished. So these are the adjectives you need to know, okay, in order to describe your emotions, either positive or negative. Great. Let's move on. Now the main event, very important. So here you set the scene. What happened? So for example, you can say, we went to the forest. We decided to go camping. I went to the mountain. We went abroad. For example, last July, my friend and I decided to go camping or decided to go to the mountain, for example. Describing an event taking place in the past. You can say, for example, we were having a nice time. We were swimming. We were preparing something. We were watching something. So you can start your story by saying, for example, last summer, my friend and I decided to go to the mountain. We were having a nice time. We were, for example, enjoying the trees, the forest. Then something happened. It started to rain suddenly, for example. Some strangers arrived, or a fire broke out, started. Or, for example, we were having a picnic when my mom felt sick, or when my friend started to throw up, or when my brother fell from a tree, or we were swimming. We were having a nice time and swimming when we saw a shark close to us. After that, reaction to that event, to that sudden event, we began to run away. We started to scream loudly. My father came quickly for help. My brother called the police. Okay, so this is the reaction to that sudden event. Then, finally, so what happened last? What you found out or what you discovered. For example, you can say, finally or at last, we were able to save ourselves. Or, finally, we managed to put out the fire. Or, finally, the police arrived. Or, finally, some people helped us. So these are the elements by which you can build your funny story. Now, time order words are very important here. So you can use these time word orders, for example, or time order words. For example, you can say first, in the beginning, or next, then, after that, later on, afterwards. Meanwhile, in the meantime, at last, in the end, finally, lastly, suddenly, all of a sudden, the next day, as soon as, immediately after. So these are the time word or the time order words, the words that are used to show time sequencing or time order. Alright, let's now move to practice. It's very important here, practice. Again, so I need now to write, for example, a story, to tell a story. So I'm going to start by this. First, as I said, a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago. So this is the time. Then people involved. John, my best friend, and I. These are the people involved. So what happened? What set the scene here? You set the scene, you say, for example, decided to go camping in the forest close to the beach. So here the place. Okay, decided to go camping in the forest close to the beach. So this is the scene. Again, describing what we were doing. We were so delighted. We were enthusiastic. When we arrived, we put up the tent. Here we are telling again the story, okay? We put up the tent and set out the fire to make dinner. Then we went to sleep as we were exhausted. So here you are setting the scene. Nothing happened. Nothing happened suddenly. Yes. At night, while we were deeply sleeping, we heard a strong voice. This is the element of surprise. Strong voice close to us. It was a scary sound of an animal just behind us. Again, you are making suspense here, okay? We were terrified, expressing your emotion, confused, as we thought it might be a bear. Great. We thought for a while that we would be a dinner for that bear. Fear here. So we started yelling loudly and asking for help. Then suddenly the animal went away and we could get out of the tent to see what was going on outside. We then found out that it was just our friend Bob who just arrived from the town to join us and who wanted to surprise us that way. We took him inside and started to beat him as a revenge. Now here the element of humor, funny. Finally, we ended up by laughing and drinking lemonade. So you see these sentences, these elements of funny story. You see how I used here these sequencing words and the linking words. Great. So my final draft is going to be like this. A couple of years ago, John, my best friend, and I decided to go camping in the forest close to the beach. Of course, you can rewrite the paragraph using different sentences with different meaning. Very good. So pay attention to the capital letters, pay attention to the indentation, starting the paragraph. Alright, so I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. End of writing. Unit number 2, humor. See you later. Before you leave, remember to like, share and follow, subscribe for more videos. Of course, we are going to cover all the 10 units of the English textbook. Thank you very much. See you next time.